We're ready?
Yep.
We are ready. Okay. So, welcome all to Northern Perspective episode 6. 6 in, 6 deep. That's good. So, this is a debrief with context with North Glengarry, of North Glengarry's November 10th council meeting. Today, Mayor Jamie MacDonald is going to recap the November 10th council meeting. This was focused on infrastructure, rural inclusion, and community growth. They had presentation from, high-speed rail presentations, staffing updates, and new development approvals. So, welcome, Jamie.
Thank you for having me again.
As always, a pleasure, Jamie. Always a pleasure. So, high-speed rail and regional inclusion. Via rail has always been an issue here.
Mhm.
Stations and issue. So you've received the detailed presentation of this from from I guess it's Alto Highspeed trains. So about the proposed the 1,000-kilometer corridor connecting Toronto and Quebec City. So this is the project. It promises to simulate some economic growth and sustainability, but North Glengarry councillors raised concerns about sort of rural inclusions. That was always something. Our via rail station is very
Yep.
very dear to us. And the potential for smaller communities to be bypassed. So my question would be here. So how can North Glengarry ensure that these rural voices are meaningfully included in these infrastructure projects, like those Alto Rail, high-speed rail initiatives? I mean, it's bypassing here, even though the proposed route will not directly traverse the township. And how will this impact our sort of via rail situation?
Yeah. So it's many questions within one question.
Yeah.
Good job. So just to start out, first off, that it is going through North Glengarry.
This is going through
100%.
through.
It will be going. It'll be. We don't know exactly, but it will be traversing somewhere just on the outskirts of Alexandria.
Okay.
Somewhere that is their original plan. We have not. Again, as you saw that night, there are no routes that they're in the midst of working on that.
So this is not the Cornwall. This is a new corridor, right?
This is the corridor for high-speed rail. The Cornwall corridor will not be high-speed rail.
Okay, so this is totally new.
This is totally new. This is what the former Prime Minister Trudeau was talking about, investing in high-speed rail. And of course, we hear politicians make big promises all the time. This is one that seems to have a little bit more traction. I've been to a few at conferences, a few delegations and presentations by Alto, and while they seem very professional and truthfully, this as much as some people don't like change, these trains are all over Europe.
Absolutely.
And, it's something that we absolutely have to come into this century basically and work on. As far as the rural lens, our governing we're part of the Rural Ontario Municipal Association, and our deputy mayor Karma actually sits on that committee.
Okay.
So they are definitely our voice, but not to say that all individual councils and regions, we all have that voice. And I look at the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus, who have a very strong rural voice, and we will be at the table for these discussions, as it is going very much through rural lands.
As you mentioned, these trains go through Spain, through France, and through rural lands there as well.
Yeah, for sure. So, but we are concerned. My question that night to them, and my question, I asked the same question at the Ontario East Municipal Conference, and got relatively the same kind of answers, that they plan on working with Via Rail as a regional service. I don't know how that would work, as we are trying to expand Alexandria, and one of our selling points is hop on the 417 or 401. We're right in the middle, or jump on a train and you can be in Ottawa or Montreal within an hour.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that is not something that will leave. We need it, And wouldn't it be nice that you could jump on a train in Alexandria to to Ottawa, and then jump on a high-speed rail to Toronto?
Yeah.
And if you've seen the times, they're very impressive.
Yeah.
And the issue with Via Rail lines is they're at the mercy of CN, and oftentimes we're sitting on tracks for half an hour to 40 minutes or slowing down.
They're shared with their CN.
That's right. So I see this as a good news story for the future, but at the same time, we want to see how it will affect rural Ontario.
Okay. So local development and before we go to this year, the community services restructuring and efficiency. So the township approved staffing changes
Yes.
Within community services, converting seasonal workers into full-time positions. So aiming to improve coverage, reduce turnovers, and strengthen the year-round programming. So how does the transitioning of this part-time staff to full-time position create savings and efficiencies for the township?
So that was my question at the meeting. Was I like the plan because of the way we can spread ourselves out more, and the community development portfolio has been growing, and but how we are saving money is, one, we have a vacancy, a full-time vacancy with full-time benefits, everything, and by not hiring somebody and putting these others on full-time hours, it will actually we're not saving a great amount of money, but we're still a savings, and it'll give us more of an opportunity to react to issues with the public regarding cutting fields in the summer, and a lot of the time is say between once we let them go is that kind of November, December time. But those are the times where we should be preparing our summer stuff, like making sure everything is closed properly and covered, and moving into the winter. So it's I think it'll be it'll be a good move. And but of course we'll wait and see. Time will tell. We'll look at it in a year and make sure that that was the right decision. But at this point, it's not going to cost us any extra dollars.
Okay. So local development and housing growth. So there was a site plan bylaw that was approved for 2 new apartment buildings on Mechanic Street in Maxville. So there seems to be more investment in Maxville, and within that area, I guess because of Maxville again being on the outskirts of Ottawa, this is sort of the new, the new frontier. So how is township ensuring that new housing, mixed-use development, with aligns itself with the existing infrastructure capacity? We've recently brought water to and so forth, and there's lagoons and all these things. So we're building. Are we ready for it?
So good question. We are moving. Right now, we have enough capacity in the lagoon in Maxville to approve these 2 9 units. As well, we've held capacity for every vacant lot in Maxville to assert would it be, but that's it. Right now, after this, we cannot move any further. We are in the midst of an environmental assessment of our lagoons. So we are about 5 months into that. So we expect some answers in late spring, early summer, on how to increase the capacity in Maxville. So we've gone through the same process that with the Alexandria lagoon. So now we're currently working to make sure that we're ready in Maxville. And as you said, we have
it is a new frontier. It's
we have landowners and developers that are chomping at the bit to get going. So we'll continue to move forward with fixing Alexandria and getting ready to fix Maxville.
Okay. Community recognition and local spirit. So you've acknowledged Remembrance Day volunteers and in holiday event preparations in Maxville and Alexandria. reminder that civic pride is pretty, is pretty high here in Glengarry. We're very proud of our of what our volunteers do and our groups do as well. So you attend a lot of volunteers events, run by volunteer run events. So how important are community volunteer in strengthening our identity and engagement? And what are some events that you feel would need to boost that engagement
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Council's very good to attend a lot of events,
Quite a bit.
and
Yeah.
and we see
we have to say that you guys are not just photo opping.
no,
you're there to
we
support.
we do. We're there to support the volunteers, and we have a great volunteer organization with our local community that we have volunteer groups in all of our hamlets that work with the township and our community development group, and we do supply them with capital and operating to because you look in Glen Robertson, they have a they have a hall that they need to, and the same in Dalkeith, and so we do provide that. And I'll say these guys are since I've been on council, they have been getting basically the same amount of money from the beginning and still making things happen.
Yeah,
and it's incredible. And as far as just events that need more engagement, I don't think it's just events. I think it's just us engaging the public to volunteer and to help out, because it's very rewarding. And you look at a place like the Pioneer Museum, Glengarry Pioneer Museum in Dunvegan. I mean, what an amazing facility. That's
absolutely, yeah.
Entirely, it's run
Volunteering
by volunteers.
should not be a four-letter word. It should be
Absolutely
something to be very inclusive and for people to
So
participate.
if I see a role for council, it's to keep promoting volunteerism and to get people to volunteer. And it's as you said, we have so many great events, and but at times we see the same volunteers at every event. And so,
and that's also an issue with the volunteer burnout.
Yep.
Throughout most municipalities, the same people do the same thing, and they get tired. Or they pass, and then people aren't there to replace. And it takes, in my opinion, it takes folks from every generation, not just one particular one.
Absolutely.
So okay, so ask the mayor. Last time on Northern Perspective, we put out there to the general public on social media, and you did some responding to this, asking questions to you about certain issues here. And we had a few responses, and they came out this time were questions about housing. So the first one from Linda LaPointe, which you addressed a little bit online, was asking when would we be able to install granny houses or granny suites, flats on the properties to help our seniors' parents stay out of nursing homes and live longer with their Glengarry families, North Glengarry families.
So the province actually made that easier for us, and they passed legislation to allow for secondary homes to be built on the same property, as well as again a granny suite. So that is already been put into the Planning Act. So it's much easier to do so.
Is that something that they can sort of get some information at township?
Yeah, they can go right straight to the township, speak to Jacob or Kim, and get direct answers on that. And we're very happy about it, but at the same time wondering about the future when people go to sell these homes and there's two homes on the property, and how does that jive? Because you can't sever it after, like that property will always have the two homes on it. So we're a little worried at that, but at the same time it's answering
well, right now we're feeling an immediate need. We have to also, as you say, be mindful of what's going to be in the future in terms of sales of the property and so forth.
But I still think that this will be part of the future with multi-generational families living in the same property. So I think it's a great idea. But to answer her question, it's a go now.
Okay. The second one came from Sue Challenor saying that she was asking why there was no Glengarry Township representation at the November 5th Community Housing Information Session in Alexandria. This was hosted by United Way, SDNG Housing. Is this something that North Glengarry knew about participating in, or I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes there's a lot of these things, and
good question. I will say that I was aware of it. I get on average, approximately 150 to 200 invites to these kinds of meetings. We have had conversations with the United Way in regards to the last resort funding at the counties.
is this a special program that they're doing?
Well, it's a program that we, through conversations with the province, the province has something set up for that. So
Okay.
we at the counties did not move forward with it this year, but definitely it's a need. But it's who's responsible for that need?
Okay.
So I can't speak for everybody at the township as to why nobody participated. It's obviously it would have been an important meeting, but again, we are inundated with these kinds of things and have to pick and choose. And some of our members of council do work, and so it's a juggling act. So I will say that it was not intentional to miss that meeting, but again. I really appreciate these kinds of questions. So it gives us a little bit of a pause for thought to have that discussion on who, when we do receive something that, maybe ensuring that one of us can be there. If not staff. I appreciate the question.
Yeah. And then like I've said before, this is of course a lot of people do live on social media nowadays. So this is coming through that. It's no fault on anybody's part, but the inquiries like that, we put it out there. You answer them, and then.
And I know Sue is a very engaged participant in our community.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
I appreciate questions from people that are engaged.
Yeah.
So,
same here. That's very important. So, is there anything else you'd like to touch on before there's a lot of things coming up? I guess you still have a few council meetings before the winter break and.
Yeah, so we're working away on budget right now. We had a committee of the whole meeting last week where our heads, department heads, presented to council, their wants and wishes. We gave some direction on where we kind of wanted to end up as far as what's needed for us. Since that time, we've received some good news from the province. We received an extra $209,000 through OSIF, which goes to our infrastructure. So no, that was very. Actually, it wasn't OSIF. It was the Community Partnership Fund that North Glengarry received, so we can use that for anything.
Okay.
So that was very good news for us. We went down a little bit in OSIF, but it's good news for us because what people don't realize sometimes is 1% of our budget is $75,000. So so $210,000 is almost 3% of our budget. So it's big news for us. So.
Yeah. One thing I skip, and just I've had that question, and it's just for government and confidentiality. And then you had a closed session. You entered a closed session to discuss litigation and labor relations. And why is it important, for council to be able to balance transparency and confidentiality when you do go into some of these sessions?
Yeah. Well, anytime that we're talking about an identifiable individual, whether it be somebody within the within the township working, our staff, or whether it's somebody in the community, like we that needs to be confidential, and we can't discuss it. The in-camera meeting had to do with discussions with one of our unions, and of course we're discussing how how we want to move forward with the new contract that's up for waterworks. And those things obviously have to be done in camera. Again, it's not something we like to do, to go in camera, but it's a necessary it's necessary for us to do so to ensure that we don't get sued and to ensure that we have smooth relations with staff.
Yeah, very understandable. Yeah, good. So again, so do you have anything else
Well,
to
just
add?
we have some great events coming up.
You do,
In Maxville, coming up with the tree lighting and parade. We have Alexandria's tree lighting and parade coming up as well. Baby Come Home on Main Street is also. I don't have all the dates in my head. They're in my calendar, but we have lots of great things happening right up until Christmas, and then obviously things will slow down for the Christmas, the actual Christmas season and January, but January budget starts for us, so everything's going to be busy going forward. So looking forward to all these parades. We as a council enjoy those parades and engaging with the public. So
and that's sort of the sort of human relations touch with the public. Good. Well, so finally we're going to ask again, okay, which is we were quite lucky to have two questions, and we're going to ask again to the public if they want to weigh in on Northern's perspective. We had Linda and Sue sort of weigh in, which is great. So perhaps if they want to weigh in again, or other folk, we put it out there to other folks. But if they want to weigh in again, it's fine. So we're going to ask the public to put forth one question, okay, that we can ask Mayor MacDonald here. As always, we ask the question be relevant, concise, respectful. Always, we want to give a voice to folks of Glengarry, especially North Glengarry here. So that they can actually watch this on Glengarry TV. So watch for the posts on social media. It'll be out, probably again, you sort of saying, ask me a question, and we'll do our best to get this to Jamie at our, he does like the tough questions. He's, and then, which is okay. We're very happy that we have a politicians that is willing and able to take those tough questions. So that's why we're going to put it out there to you folks.
Great.
So thanks for watching. As they say, smash the subscribe button on YouTube. Everything helps. Every little bit helps. Tell your friends, tell your folks, other folks, and then check out some other segments that we have in our programming. Thank you, Mr. MacDonald, for coming in.
Thank you for the invite.
Appreciate it. Okay. Thank you very much. And we're out.
Good.
Good.